Blog Talk Radio.
Ta-da! Here we are. Hi, welcome to the Psychic Tapestry. I'm Ken Kessler, and she's Tony DeMeo. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Ken. How are you tonight?
So far, so good. And you?
Oh, I'm good. And I hope everybody listening is as well.
I hope
Getting
so,
ready
too.
to say goodbye to August and hello to September.
Yes, we are live. It is Tuesday, August 31st, the last of August. And there's some folks on the phone already, so if you want to call in, sooner is better than later. 347-838-9903 is the number. There are a couple other ways you can connect. If you are listening on Blog Talk Radio, listening to Blog Talk Radio on your desktop computer, your laptop, on your device, you can slow down and pop in the chat room there. I just opened that up. If you are listening through the app, they didn't make the app so that you could pop into the chat room. I don't know why. It's not something that's broken. It just wasn't made that way. So if you're listening to the app, thanks for listening on the app. But I'm sorry that you can't pop in the chat room. You can go to our social media pages and connect to us that way. Facebook.com/Psychic Tapestry, at Psychic Tapestry on Twitter. And through the course of the next hour, I will flip back and forth through both of those to see if anybody is sending in some questions that way. Phone's the best out of all of that because you may have follow-up questions for us, and we may have them for you. And the back and forth of the conversation is a lot easier on the phone than it is typing it in through social media or the chat room. But we understand that you could be at work or you could be doing something that makes it difficult or even impossible to call in, or you might not want to. You might have your own reasons, and that's fine. And it's none of our business. But that's why we made those other options available to you. So there you have it. Sorry that we haven't been here the last couple of weeks. Just one of those things. Busy summers, trouble, storms. Tony is in Texas and I'm in Florida, and I think I don't think it was the last time we were on, but it was a few weeks ago. I got chased away by a big thunderstorm. So we're glad that we're back, and we're glad that you're here listening. Thank you. Tonight, I want to get. I know I've talked about this before, but I wanted to kind of give an update a bit on our psychic jukeboxes. For anybody who's new to the show or hasn't listened that often or that intently or whatever, I get a lot of messages through music, and I have been guided to. I use on this show. I use a couple playlists that I refer to as my psychic jukeboxes that have thousands and thousands of songs on them. And I start them playing randomly, shuffling before the show begins, and I ask my guides and angels and your guides and angels to give me the song that's for you. And I was guided to do this on a bigger scale to make this kind of thing available to anybody who wants it. So it's free. They're on Spotify. There is a page on our website at psychictapestry.com. If you go there, you just click on the tab that says Psychic Jukeboxes, and it really explains how to find them and how to use them. I wanted to sort of run it down just because I've updated them, and there are 11 of them now, and they all have almost 4,000 songs, if not more. I think the smallest one has 3,800 songs, and the biggest one has over 5,000. And
that's amazing.
It's part Oracle deck with thousands and thousands of cards, and it's a little bit like getting messages from your guides and your angels, and it's a little bit like a Magic 8-Ball. So it's kind of a combination of all of that. I hope I'm not dating myself by saying it's a Magic 8-Ball. I don't know if people still. I hope people still know what those are. Those are cute. But anyway.
Yeah.
the way they work is that you set them to shuffle and you hit play and it will randomly play a song. The important thing to remember is that your intention really drives this. So whether it's just you're asking what is it I need to know, or anything more specific, that will really help guide your guides, your angels, to give you the song that's the message for you. And if you think about it, if you've ever used a Magic 8-Ball, and I'm going to go ahead and describe it for anybody who has never had one. Magic 8-Ball is a softball-sized black ball that looks like an 8-ball from a pool set, a billiard set. And there's a little window on the side of it that's about the size of a quarter, maybe a little bigger. And inside this plastic 8-ball is a bunch of dark liquid, and there is a light-up, multi-sided object in there that has a different word or phrase on each side. So the way it works is that you would ask the Magic 8-Ball a question, and then you would turn it over, and that little thing inside would float to the top up against that little quarter-sized glass hole and would give you the answer. It would say yes or would say no. It would say reply hazy, try again later, and I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 other things that it would say. But for that to work, you had to ask a question. The psychic jukeboxes are similar to that, and it's like if you're doing a reading for yourself with a deck of oracle cards, and you pull a card without thinking about anything. What's it going to mean to you? What's it about? It's a stretch to figure out what it might mean without having some kind of intention, even if it's just, what is it I need to know right now? And the psychic jukeboxes are the same way. Just think about, just ask, what is it I need to know? Or is there something I need to do about the current situation, or whatever it is on your mind? It's really limitless. And then just hit shuffle and hit play, and the song that's the message will come up for you, whatever that may be. And I want to say this about the messages. It's not going to be some kind of Da Vinci Code secret that you have to figure out. If a song comes up and you're trying to figure out what key it's in, that's not the message, unless the technical side of music is your thing and the keys that songs are in is something that is huge, is a big thing for you. But for most of us, that's not. So you don't have to worry about that, and you don't have to. And it can mean, just like getting a reading, it can have many different shades of meaning depending on your intention, and that can be that can just have something to do with the artist that pops up. Maybe that artist was your mom's favorite, and your mom is on the other side, and when you hear something from that artist, it makes you think of your mom, and that's just a nice way of knowing that they're around. And sometimes it can be as simple as that. You don't have to know all these songs. There's thousands of songs, and as much as I love music, I don't know them all, but some of them will have just the title alone is enough to get the message. And I'm just looking at some of the song titles, and All Shook Up, Mad World, Everybody Knows, That'll Be the Day, They Can't Take That Away From Me, On the Sunny Side of the Street. Any of those come up, you have a pretty good idea what that means without really having to listen to the lyrics, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. So that, if the song comes up and you immediately get a feeling from that, oh, I totally know what that means. It's a song, it's called Money, and that's all I'm thinking about right now. Rent's due tomorrow, and whatever else is due, and payday's not till Friday, and I get it, and that's that's kind of obvious. Some of the others, it might be that you're listening to them, you'll get more out of them. These are not meant to be a radio station, so you don't need to click and plan on listening for an hour to get whatever it is you want to get. And really, if you do, you're going to hear an interesting mix of artists, from stuff that came out in the 30s to stuff that came out today. And it's not, that's not what it's there for. So I don't expect that anybody's going to sit there and listen for hours and hours. You might, I do,
yeah,
but
I do too. It's fun.
But I wanted to make this a really good description with pictures and screenshots and stuff on Psychic Tapestry, on the Psychic Jukebox pages, that page that really walks you through it, because if you haven't used Spotify before, it's all new to you. And it shows you, you do have to, this is free, by the way. And you can have an account with Spotify that's free, that doesn't charge you anything. If you don't already have an account, they'll need your email address, and you'll have to come up with a password. And I don't think it's any more complicated than that to get a free account. What the free account means is that they will, if you're listening to, I don't know how many songs, but eventually they're going to slip a commercial in there, or two or three.
10 or 20, something like that. So,
you'll have to listen to a couple minutes of commercials and then more music. But that way it's free. You can get a membership to Spotify. I think I pay $10 a month, 10 or 12, something like that. It's worth it to me because I listen to the music all the time. And you can make your own Psychic Jukebox playlists if you want, or your own playlists that aren't that. You can make one that's just Frank Sinatra or just the Beatles or just whatever it is that that you like. And it doesn't have to be something that means anything beyond that. It's something that brings you joy. If you want to make your own, you don't have to. This isn't a competition. You don't need to do that, but you can if you want to. And you can experiment with it and figure out what works and what you like and what you don't like and all that kind of stuff. Or you can go there and you can try one of these jukeboxes and go, okay, that's neat, and then go on with your life. That's okay too. It's really, I just guided to do this, and I made 11 because 11 is a thing for me. 11's an angel number that I like and am very connected to, so I felt that I should make 11 of these. So there are 11 jukeboxes, and they're full of lots of music and lots of songs that should trigger in you what you need to know. I do want to mention that what you need to know and what you want to know aren't the same thing. And sorry about that, but that's how that goes in any kind of reading that you get. I can't tell you how many times people have called here who want to know about jobs, and everything that Tony and I get is about love, or they want to know about love, and everything we get is about a job, or something else. That's just how it goes. I can tell you that these certainly work for me, and I don't think that I am doing anything different than what I've been describing for you to do. There was a few days ago, where I was feeling very trapped in a job, trapped in a place where I'm living, unable to do anything that I wanted to do. And it was just one of those days. I was having a lousy day, and I probably didn't sleep enough, and I was just kind of cranky, and I was in that, the old song, Don't Fence Me In. You remember that one, Tony?
Yeah.
Don't Fence Me In.
Absolutely.
3 different versions of that song played back to back to back. One of them was by James Brown, and he mentioned San Diego, which is where my heart often goes, because I lived there for quite a while and was very happy there. And, I got that message. Okay, I am feeling like I'm fenced in, and I need to figure out, I need to figure out what I need to do about it. But it was really that came up, and in a playlist of thousands of songs, for 3 versions of the same song to come up back to back to back, it's pretty darn coincidental.
It's a message. That's a message, straight up.
Yeah. Yes. And I don't think that you have to listen, for a long period of time. You certainly can if you want to. I hope that you can use them and enjoy them. I am hoping there is interest to post something on our website and on social media next week after we get past Labor Day, where I want to do a free Zoom class sort of thing to show how to use these. I'm hoping that I can share the screen so that I can show, and to get some people to sort of test it out, either right there in the class in front of everybody, although I'd rather do it where they did it on their own and then come back and talk about their experiences with it. And that will help me know if there's something that I need to fix with these, and it will help other people who are interested in using these and just don't quite get it. And I understand that. It seems so simple and obvious to me, because this has been music and radio and streaming stuff has been my life for a long time. So I just am used to it. And I know there are a lot of people who may never have even heard of Spotify before. It's okay. But I'm hoping that maybe next week I can give some information and put it up on the website and elsewhere about doing this. And I want to do it as a free thing for anybody who's interested. And we'll see how it goes. I'm obviously very excited about these. I feel like I should say that I don't make any money off of this. This is not some kind of sneaky money-making thing. I pay to use Spotify, and you don't have to pay to use it to be able to use these jukebox things. And I don't make any money no matter how many songs you listen to, or how many ads you hear, or any of that. I don't get any credit. I don't make any money. So that's not a thing for me. And I just wanted to say that if there are some skeptical people out there who are wondering if I'm trying to get you to click on a bunch of things so I can buy a yacht, because that's not the case. And I don't even want a yacht, but no, not at all. But Tony, do you remember we talked about this? Oh gosh, when did I start doing this? Back in June, I think.
Yeah.
And we talked about it, and I know you popped on over there and you clicked on a few things. Do you remember anything about using it?
Yes, I was given a bunch of messages, which I can't recall exactly what they were, but they were all relevant to songs that I listened to. And I did download all of them at the time. If there's more now, I have to go get more. And I thought it was so cool. And I have Spotify, and I do listen to it because I love all kinds of music. And it's amazing to me to get that eclectic, range of music all in the same place. I think it's brilliant. It's fabulous. And it's fun to get messages that way, too.
that's one of the things that I do like about this. It is fun. I think whether you're into this kind of thing or not, I think all of us at some point have realized there was a song playing in our head, and it wasn't something we just heard on the radio or just heard at any particular time, but it makes you think of a particular event or someone you used to know or someone who's no longer on this plane with us. And
that's right.
It's nice. It's usually not a sad sort of thing. It's usually a very comforting kind of thing. And I hope that anybody who tries these gets the comfort, gets the hope, gets the healing, and we'll see how it goes. I'll report back if there is any interest in doing this kind of thing of doing the Zoom sort of class and walking people through it. I just really like this, and I'm very excited. I feel like I made a couple over the years. I've made a couple of. I made a tarot deck and I made a couple oracle decks, and when I did, it's a great feeling to have accomplished it, and to there it is, and to feel like I have created a metaphysical tool that anybody with access to a computer can use it, and you can do it on your phone too. By the way, I listen on my phone. I plug my phone in the car, and I listen there, and I have my phone on. When I'm taking a shower, I have it playing. It's you can take it anywhere. And one of the things I really like about that is sometimes when you're away from your altar and your metaphysical tools and toys and things, and you suddenly feel like I'm kind of getting a message, but I don't quite get it, or I really need something and I don't know what it is. If you got your phone, and you probably do, you can pop open Spotify right there on your phone and click play, and bingo, Johnny Cash has some words for you. I can't guarantee it'll be Johnny Cash, but you know what I mean. And the last thing about this, and for tonight, because I love these, and I'll probably talk about it a lot. But the last thing for tonight I want to mention is that if for anybody who is interested and does either go through our website and sees how to use this, or already knows how Spotify works and finds them and uses it, I would love to hear from you what your experience is like, positive or negative. And if you get a song that you don't quite understand what it means, that's fine too. I'll be glad to talk to you about it. And I'm very curious what others experience, because for several reasons. One, I want to make it as easy as possible to use, that anybody who wants to can use it and get something out of it. And the other thing is that for me, I connect to a lot of singers and musicians on the other side. So a lot of times when I play these, I hear from those people, and it shouldn't be that that's all anybody gets, that you plug this in and you get Elvis and Sinatra and, and that kind of thing. I want to know that people are getting the things that are for them. And that doesn't mean Elvis and Sinatra aren't for you, but I'd be very curious if somebody uses it and what their experience is like. I made my wife Lisa, who was on the show with me a few weeks ago. I made her. I asked her. I didn't make her do anything. I asked her to to use it and pick out one of the playlists, one of the jukeboxes, and listen to a few songs and see what she gets and what she feels like it means, and also who the artists are, because if it's all coming up that it's this same particular group of artists every time, then it might mean that I've put too much of my own energy in here and that it's all just my stuff. Or it might also mean that there's a weird glitch in Spotify's algorithm shuffling mechanism and the same songs are coming up all the time. And that's something that's beyond my control. I have listened to, since I started putting these together in June, I listened to all 11 jukeboxes a lot. And I haven't found the same stuff coming up over and over. So hopefully that won't be anybody else's experience either. But I hope if you're at all interested, I hope you'll check it out, and if you do, please let me know what it's like, what you think, how it works for you, and if we do get any sort of feedback on that, I will mention that next week's show or in the Zoom thing that I put together. That'll be sometime later in September. But hopefully I'll be able to do that next week. So I'm going to try and stop talking about them now, but I'm really excited about them. But I'm going to stop and shift gears to taking some calls. I want to say hi to Jay. Our friend Jay popped into the chat room, and he's not in the chat anymore, but maybe he's hanging on the phone, and he's one of these calls that we'll grab. But I'm sorry that I was so consumed with talking about my jukeboxes that I didn't say hi to you right away. So I'm sure Jay forgives me, or when we get to his call, he will. So, Tony, this is the part of the show where I ask you to tell everybody who you are and why you're here and what you're going to do.
Okay. I'm Tony DeMeo. I'm a lifelong psychic, and I saw dead people when I was little. I can still see dead people. Lately, I've been seeing all sorts of things almost every single night, but they're very loving angelic lights I'm getting a lot of. Helper lights and, support angels and all sorts of things. It's very interesting. I think it's just because of the turbulent times that we're living in. And so I am here to do my specialty, which would be the angel spirit guide reading. And this way, all the messages are filtered through your guidance system for you. And they're very personal and very reliable. And I can't wait to get started.
And you have some cards?
I have cards. Yes, I do. I don't always use them, but I have them. I have a Healing with the Angels deck, a Romance deck, and a Guardian Angel, Radley Valentine, Oracle Tarot deck.
One of the really neat things about your readings, I think, is that you could be using not the Romance deck, but one of the other decks.
Yeah.
And it might have one romance card in it, and that one comes up for somebody.
Yep.
I think that's just so cool.
It is cool. I agree. And the same with career. That happens too. Yeah.
It is, because it's what you need to know. I'm Ken Kessler, and I push the buttons here and fly the plane, and I'm a psychic medium and a music intuitive, and as I have been mentioning over and over and over, seemingly endlessly, I get messages through music. And I have, tonight I have Psychic Jukebox number 9 going, and I will, I have it going randomly, shuffling, and ask my guides and angels and your guides and angels to give me the song that's for you So when we take your call, I'll check and see what's playing, and I will let it know what I think it means for you. But the thing is, and it's one of the things that I love so much of music, is that it's so personal that I can tell you, for instance, that Smile by Uncle Kracker is playing right now. And that might have a personal meaning for you that's different than anything I might tell you about the song Smile or about Uncle Kracker. And that's okay. That's how it works. Angels and spirit like to use what's in our heads as the reader to trigger in you what you need to know. And sometimes it's just as simple as my saying the name of a song or the name of the artist. And that immediately makes you think of something. And that's what I will be doing now. And now that I've over-explained everything enough, I suppose, we can grab some calls at number 347-838-9903. And here we go. Hi, thanks so much for hanging on. What's your first name?
Sarah, thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome, Sarah. Where are you calling from?
Colorado.
And how can we help you tonight?
I guess just any messages that come through for me that would be helpful during this time.
Okay. Here we go. All right. You have, as the first card, it's a messenger card, a messenger of action card. And the meaning here is that something new and exciting has caught your attention. And it's kind of occupying your thoughts. You have a plan. Or something's just stirring your passion. And your passions are getting fired up, and you can't wait to learn all there is to know about this new topic or new thing. It could be a project coming up also, but you need to take action. And if you think you're a little unsure and you're not quite sure if you're ready to make a move, have no fear, because you're totally ready, and you shouldn't delay a single day. And this is career related. So if you're thinking of changing jobs, changing careers, this would be wonderful for you. It also can be talking about a creative project like writing or just trying something new, which is always creative. Does that resonate with you at all?
Yes, it does.
Good. And then there's another action card. You have two action cards. And this one says that you have achieved something very noteworthy, that prosperity and contentment will be yours because of the hard work that you've been engaging in. And it's time for you to enjoy the abundance that's coming. And you're also going to very soon have a feeling of safety and security. And there's no cause for concern. And it will be time for a celebration, such as an engagement, a wedding, or, some big party, but an engagement and wedding is what's mentioned here. They say that you've earned a well-deserved break. They want you to do something for you and those you love and allow yourself to get caught up in the moment and enjoy all that heaven has blessed you with. This is speaking of a time in your life where there will be peace, happiness, a new home. It could even be a new home, but you're going to be very, very happy.
Well, that's reassuring.
All that. Good. I love it. And I'm glad if that did resonate with you, sweetie. And I'm going to give you to Ken now. Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Hi, Sarah. I have to ask you a couple questions that I'm pretty sure I know the answers to. Have you ever heard of the band Trash Can Sinatras?
No.
Okay. That's actually the only question I had, and I was pretty sure I knew that you hadn't.
Yeah.
They're a Scottish band, and they've been around since the 80s, and they and they were the artist that was playing when we picked up their call. It was a song called In the Music, which I'm pretty sure you don't know because you don't know the band, and that's okay too. I don't know how big a deal music is in your life. Doesn't necessarily need to guide everything. It may just be something you enjoy, but in the song In the Music is about letting it in. Let the music fill our lives, and in each other's eyes, find everything we need. That was close. I almost sang it. You don't want to experience that. But I think that this is just a message to you to allow yourself the time to do something you enjoy. And for me, and as the song suggests, that could be music that gives you all those great feelings that I talked way too long about earlier in this podcast. But it doesn't have to be music. It could be something else. And I know that a lot of times on podcasts like these, people will talk about doing something for you and doing a spa day or doing, something really extravagant. And gosh, that's great, but I don't have the kind of money to do a spa day, let alone take the whole day off of work to be able to do that. So it's about finding the little things that sort of fill up your well and make you feel good, even if it's for a little while. And if music can fill the bill for you for that, that's terrific. If music doesn't do that for you, maybe reading a book or watching the Blues Brothers for the 10th time, or some other silly movie that you really enjoy. Just taking the time to drive through and go to Starbucks because it's almost October, according to them, so you can get your pumpkin spice whatever now. Whatever it is that you, that makes you feel good, that makes you remember that you're important and you matter, and you got to take care of you so that you can help take care of all the other people that are on your list. Does that make sense?
Oh, you hit the nail on the head. Yes, definitely.
Great.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for calling us tonight.
Thank you so much, Ken. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Have a great evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 347-838-9903 is our number. Hi, thanks for hanging on. What's your first name? Hi, if you're calling from area code 269, this is you.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. There you are. What's your first name?
I'm sorry, I had to turn my phone back on. My name is Pamela.
Hi, Pamela.
Hi, Pamela.
Where are you calling
from?
Can
you hear me okay?
I think so. Can you hear us?
Yes. I'm calling from Michigan.
Okay. How can we help you tonight?
There, let me turn speaker off. I'm just concerned about work. It's going to sound strange, but I'm concerned about work in the future and work in the past.
Okay.
Because the past is, I'm still unclear about what happened, but I think I might need to know so that I'm better able to handle future work.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
All right. Let's see what pops up here. Okay. This is an action card for you. This is actually one of the just most beautiful, luckiest cards in this whole deck of the Guardian Angel Tarot. That's Radley Valentine. And it says, things are going very, very well for you. Your choices have been good ones in every one of the major areas of your life. So they're saying that it's, I don't know if you've ever heard of the expression, when your ship comes in, which means, of course, that you'd be getting an influx of great abundance is coming to you. And they're saying that it would be very good for you to put strategies in place and plans for the next phase of your life, because you're about to build on success. They're saying success is wonderful, but you can't rest on your laurels. It's time to move on to something new, like a new job or a new career path or a new career direction. It's like a big adventure, and it's going to be safe for you to build upon the success and your reputation from the past. Is going to be very important here because it's going to help you to catapult into this future abundance and success. But you can choose to do something new. Go ahead, hon. Did you want to say something?
No, I was just saying good.
Good, yes. It says things are going to turn out just as expected. You're going to be traveling for your career, and you're at a point in your career where it is time to set new goals. Time for reflection, which you mentioned. I think you mentioned something like that. You were looking back and forward. So this card is perfect. You do have a need for patience, Things are in the works. It's all going to come right for you, but you have to have a little bit of patience. And there's another Ace of Action card for you, too. This ace is the beginning of action. It's where you're newly inspired to create something original or to finally chase after that dream that you may have been putting off. New and exciting career opportunities often show up when you get this card. So you may suddenly decide that you're going to learn to do something brand new. There's no procrastinating allowed with this card. You must allow your passions to take flight. Your inspirations must be encouraged to spring into action. And if you're offered a wonderful new venture, a great opportunity, do not hesitate to take it. This is the moment when you can take a leap forward and change your entire life. You may even start a business of your own. This could be either a promotion or a total change in career. But do so with courage and enthusiasm, believing in yourself and your abilities. Doesn't get any better than that, Pamela.
Wow. What was that card?
Yes. The Ace
what was the
of
card?
Action. The Ace of Action.
Ace of Action. Lots of
And
action for somebody who sits on the couch. I'm just kidding.
There you go. Well, you're about to spring into action, apparently.
I have to get up? No.
You have to get
Go
off
ahead,
the
sorry.
couch. That was cute.
Oh, Lord.
I like that. But it is about your career. And they are saying, look back and look forward, but get a new strategy because this is you are coming into your own, and you can decide to do pretty much anything. That's the gist of it. I'm going to give you to Ken now for some musical messages. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Pamela. I'm
Hello,
sorry
Ken.
that you can't. Sorry you can't have that delivered to you on the couch. Wouldn't that be great? That'd be nice.
And somebody opened the door for me too.
Yeah. Oh, just leave it unlocked. It's open. Yeah.
There you go. Ken, I have to tell you, my first career was as a music teacher.
Oh,
very
nice.
Cool.
Yes, and I went very far in my education. I went as far as I could with I got a terminal degree in music education.
Wow.
So, but that's the keeping and finding the jobs. I mean, they're just cut all over the place. I've been laid off. It's just, so I have started to change careers, and I've done backup work and stuff, but.
I thought, there was a time I thought I might be headed that way, but music theory was just something I just couldn't quite get. Just couldn't do it. And that could have been because I came at it from being a drummer, so so I didn't care because I was a drummer. Come on, but but God love you. That's tough, and that's wonderful, and I have nothing but love and respect for music teachers because that's a tough road to go. I
did it all. I was a high school band, and by the end, it just wasn't teaching as I remembered it. It was just, combat. It was,
Wow.
It's a tough haul. Let's put it that way. But I do like technology, so I'm kind of veering into that, and I went back to school for that as well, for educational technology. Yeah, but it's not as easy as I say to just change careers. They always recommend it, but everybody wants three years of experience, and they're getting it. So,
yeah. Looking for work is no fun, and I had a long career in radio, and which means I had a long time of looking for the next job, and it's no fun.
Right.
No fun. So, how are you sleeping these days?
I sleep well once I get in bed. Yeah, getting off that couch, I'm telling you.
You can sleep on the couch. The song that was playing when we picked up your call was by 21 Pilots, and it's called "Ode to Sleep." Do you know that one?
No, I mean I might if I heard it, but.
And to me it means one of two things, and that's why I asked you how you're sleeping, because I know for me when I am not sleeping well over several days, nights in a row, my perspective on things is questionable at best. And if that were the case, but you say you're sleeping well. So the other thing that I feel...
Well, it is broken. It's broken sleep. I do get up a lot. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's okay. The other thing that it can mean is that the answers you're looking for, your guides can bring to you in your sleep. Do you ever dream about your guides?
I have dreamt about my mother quite a bit. We were very close, and when she passed, I actually saw her a couple times. So, I see things out of the corner of my eye, and I've had scary experiences with it when I was younger, so I just kind of try to ignore it. But I ask before I go to sleep for help because I'm very worried about someone I'm close to, a friend of mine, and I ask for. It has to do with the job. There's a lot of there's layers of confusion around it, and it's true what you said. The more stressed out I get, or the lack of sleep I get paranoid. I have a different skew, and then it becomes my problem, and I'm not dealing with the situation objectively. But I have tried for the past, I would say, month, just to invite help from the spirit world when I'm sleeping.
Yeah, there's a line in the song. Take this weapon forged in darkness, some be a pen, I see a harpoon. I mean, that's kind of how it can get when you're not when you're not sleeping well. You don't get that chance to recharge. You do start, your perspective does get a little wonky. You do have and you do have a lot of those feelings. Everybody's looking at me. I can feel everybody is looking at me. Why are they? And even if you, I mean, I am well aware that when I don't get enough sleep, I'm cranky and miserable, and the earth is a stupid place, and everybody I know is doing something wrong, and I am well aware that that's how I feel. But when I am sleep deprived or have had bad sleep or whatever several days, and I get into that thing, I forget that's the reason, and I just feel miserable, and things are blown way out of proportion, and I am quick to connect dots that aren't there. Why'd they say that? Well, they probably said that because of this other thing, and they're after my job. Everybody's after my job, and which has probably never been the case, because I don't know that I've ever had a job that was so amazing that anybody else would have wanted to do something to get me out of there so that they could have it. When you get into that sort of place, that pen is a harpoon and it's aimed at you, and it can get like that. I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you what to do to get better sleep. I can suggest incense, sage, Palo Santo, meditating. I like to listen to ocean waves when I sleep, or rain. I'm here in Florida, so I don't have to play anything special to listen to the rain a lot of nights. But that kind of thing sometimes helps me, and maybe that's something that you can try. The other thing is, when you're asking for answers or guidance or whatever from your guides and your angels also ask that you remember, because I hardly ever remember dreams.
Yeah.
And it you know, if it's true. It almost feels like one of those little Twilight Zone twists where you get everything that you wanted, but then you forget to remember it. So,
well, you know, that's important because I never remember to ask to remember. Yet when I'm in a waking state and I still my mind, I get messages that I would not have come up with myself. Like things just kind of pop in my head, and I'm like, okay, yeah. So you're right. I have to ask to remember.
It seems like a silly, simple thing, but it's important. And there are days where I will wake up and I will like, oh, that was really important. I've got to remember, and it's just fading away, and it's gone. And I'm, I hope that wasn't too important, because I have no idea what that was about. Archangel Michael, I'm sorry. Come back for a second show. But
are you getting any information about? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
I was just wondering if you were getting any information about the past job. It was a toxic place. I was fired from it for no reason. Literally no reason was given. I have my suspicions about what happened, but like I said, they change all over the place, and everybody's very tight-lipped about it. I feel like I lost my friend over it because either she's been sworn to secrecy or she just can't handle it because she's there without me. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
it's like it's shrouded from everything, you know.
The thing that's popping in my head was a job that I got fired from. So maybe this will help you. I don't know. But I was producing a morning show, and we got a new boss, and he started requiring me to do things that didn't really fit the show. Nothing embarrassing or illegal or morally repugnant or anything like that, but just silly things, and he wanted more and more and more, and then just decided it wasn't working, and he fired me. And I was young, so I was really devastated. This was the first big radio job I had, and then I found out that he hired a buddy to take my job, and they tweaked it and changed the name of the job a little bit, and put executive in front of producer or something. But that helped a little bit. I also found out a year or two later that the company that owned that station promoted him to their sister station that was 6-7 hours north of there. And then once he moved there, they sold that station and he lost his job. So I felt
you got to see some karma.
I got to see some karma, and I felt, without trying to take too much glee in somebody's bad luck, I felt a little bit, I don't know, vindicated's not the right word, but I don't know. But the thing is that I also moved on, and had I not lost that job, I wouldn't have got the next job, which allowed me to live in a city I always wanted to live in, where there was a Major League Baseball team that I loved, and our station had box seats, so I got to go for free a lot of times, and there were a lot of good things about that, and none of that would have happened had I not gotten fired. So I don't know if any of that can help you. It certainly doesn't give you the answers that you want. Because this song came up, I think asking for those answers and to remember them is the steps to go. And if you don't get them, to me it means that what happened before, even no matter how badly you want to know, doesn't matter for you right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was so attached to my best friend there that I stayed longer than I should have, and I kept trying to tell her, I'm going to be leaving. You need to be okay with this because I need to move on. But I'm just curious, is what I suspect happened true? Is there any way of picking up on that?
I don't
I think
pick
so.
up either way.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
So.
Tony thinks so.
I think so.
Oh,
I think
okay.
you're very
Yeah.
psychic, and you are very much in tune with your guide. You're receiving direct messages. It's claircognizance. They're putting them into your head, the ahas.
Yeah.
And you do know what happens.
I mean, one of them was shocking. The last recognition was shocking to me. I just didn't even know that was happening.
Yeah.
It had to do with attraction.
Really
attraction all the way around.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right. There's a bright future for you, though. There really is
good.
on the career front. And you might even start your own consulting business. Doing what you do. Or do private.
You know, it's funny. I always get that coming up, and I have zero interest in it. It seems so confusing. It seems so confusing to me to start a business. It just seems I wouldn't even know where to start. Like I just don't have. I mean, it's my artistic mind going, music theory. You know.
Yeah. I think the way will come clear. You're very likable. You have a fabulous personality. You do well in anything you do.
Thank you. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
You're welcome.
And with anything like that seems so big, don't have to do it all at once. You can take baby steps. You can think about it. Start to make a plan, or even make a plan to make a plan. I'm a Virgo. I like lists, so make a list of what you think needs to happen, and then see when you can start attacking some of those things. And maybe in a month you haven't done anything, but you've knocked out 30 steps, so you're farther along than you were, and that will feel good, like you're making progress.
Right. Okay.
Thank you for calling. You were great.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all of your help. I appreciate you both very much. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
I was about to give out the phone number, but Blog Talk Radio is going to cut us off here in a couple of minutes. Tony, do you have a quick message for anybody who might not have been able to get through tonight?
You know, I did. Let me see if I can find it again. Oh, yes. Here we go. The 9 of Emotion. This is the card of dreams realized and wishes come true. All that you've been hoping for is headed your way. Your concerns or fears surrounding the issue you asked about are unnecessary and soon will fade away. There's no more need to worry. Everything is going to work out beautifully. This is a magical moment in your life. Things will either work out the way you had planned or develop into something even better. Focus on feelings of joy and contentment during this abundant time. Okay?
Nice. And
yay.
The song that was just playing that I'm sure is a message for plenty of us is I Shot the Sheriff by Bob Marley and the Wailers. Bob Marley did it originally before Eric Clapton had the big hit with it. But I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. This is about accepting responsibility for what you have done, even if it's something that's not great, but also maintaining that you didn't do something else that may have gone wrong. I don't want to get too specific because this kind of stuff is private, but it's about owning the mistakes you've made and being responsible about it without carrying the extra baggage of taking the blame for something you're not responsible for. And that includes anybody who's close to you who had done things that you shouldn't have to bear the responsibility for. So I hope that helps. But we are just about done. Thanks to everybody who called in. Apologies to those who are still on the line. Tony and I will be back next Tuesday. And you can go to psychictapestry.com and click on our readers and teachers to book a reading if you don't want to wait. But thanks again. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Tony, for giving up part of your Tuesday. And we will see you next time. Everybody stay safe and take care.
Everybody, we love you.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.